Let's build an AI character today. What is going on, guys? Welcome to today's Midas AI video. Today we are going to build an AI character, an influencer, an ambassador for our Midas AI brand. Now, I've been building businesses, doing e-com and selling things online for a good 15 years now, and I have used what I've always called brand ambassadors for that entire time. And pretty much this is just UGC content, going to influencers, going to other creators out there to create content for your product, your brand, to share your message, all that good stuff. People to help represent what you are selling and what you're doing. Now with AI, we can create these very lifelike characters that are able to be animated, that are able to be voiced, that are able to do all this content for you at a fraction of the cost and a fraction of the time. So today I want to build a persona, a brand ambassador for our Midas AI brand. Now I like to build a lot of lore when I'm creating a business or I'm creating a brand, just storytelling, especially here with the AI tools and the visuals, the creative stuff that we're doing. We have no limitation on really what we can create and how we can tell our story. So I don't want to limit myself. I really want to kind of push the limits on that. And that's what I want to show you guys here on the YouTube channel and through everything that we're doing with our content. So today, what we want to do is we want to build an AI character that is going to be a representative of the AI kind of super brain that I've built internally here with our workflows, our automations, how we get our content, our ideas, all that type of stuff, our RAG system and knowledge base, what we've called internally Aura. Now, I want Aura to be visually represented as a beautiful woman, but also highly intelligent, so just something that we can have a face that is recognizable and deliver our message regularly. Now, with our daily newsletter, we have called the Midas Report. This delivers Monday through Friday content and news, pretty much keeping you informed on what's happening in AI news that's important for your bottom line and important for your business. Now, I want to turn that daily newsletter, the content and the aggregated and our insights on the news, into a daily video clip where our Aura is going to be like a news broadcaster, and we'll use her throughout our marketing and our content. So today, let's go ahead and start building that character. Now, I'm starting off here in Midjourney. I like Midjourney because it gives me a lot of options. You're gonna get 4 different shots of whatever you prompt in there. So with those 4 examples, I can kind of pick and choose. And this first step, what we're looking to is just kind of decide what type of model, what type of face, what are the things that we're looking to kind of display here as far as who our Aura girl is. Now, as you can see on Midjourney, we have quite a few just prompts I popped out here. I just did a very, very simplistic prompt saying 9 front-facing shots of beautiful women, different women in each shot. And as you can see with Midjourney, it gave us quite a range of options here, from stoic to black and white to very colorful to different ethnicities and all types of stuff. Now, we don't want to be just kind of a cookie-cutter influencer that most people are creating. You want something that's a little unique, something that can stand out, also something that you're gonna not have a hard time kind of regenerating over and over again. If you go a little too crazy, that can be a little bit of a headache on every iteration that you kind of put out there. Now, as we're looking through this, I'm thinking something like more of an exotic type of ethnicity, maybe Middle Eastern, a Latin, something along those lines, instead of kind of your standard white girl with blonde hair or brunette hair. You know, those do very well in UGC and standard type of like a TikTok shop video account or something, you're selling products there, they do very well. But if you're looking to grow as an influencer, if you're looking to grow as a representative, that uniqueness really stands out. So if, for example, if I was going to create an AI influencer right now, I wouldn't go for the traditional thought of just like the most beautiful woman. I'd go for like a black girl who's curvy. You know, that's more the angle. It's a little different, and it'll stand out quite a bit more with your message, right? So you want to think about those little things that are going on there. I'd like to, whenever I am doing this, I'm just going to go back and forth with ChatGPT on all of the little things that we're doing, looking at the different pieces we've got in there. You can see we're starting to get right into the area. I like this girl on the bottom here that has that kind of Middle Eastern look. Now, we will also want to represent the mystical side of this where it's aura, it's a superhuman brain. Initially I was thinking like Cortana from the Halo days, but not so over the top 2010 sci-fi feel. So we want to have kind of the elements of that where we'll have the dark skin, dark hair, exotic kind of look, but then possibly her eyes are going to be like super bright blue, maybe something like an Adriana Lima type of eyes, something that really pops out and gives her that mystical type of feeling. But those details are things we don't really need to worry about. In our first steps here, we're looking just to generate our base shape, our base face we're kind of going for. Now, I landed on 4 different options here, put them into a little screenshot, and then I came to ChatGPT and I asked what it thought of these 4 faces. Which one is our strongest? Which one is maybe not the best? Just so we can kind of get some second opinion, thinking what we're going with. And ChatGPT pretty much landed exactly where I was thinking, where I don't want the traditional young, beautiful look. I like the appearance of intelligence, maturity. We're delivering, trying to talk to, the CEOs and the decision makers of businesses who our audience is. So it is a little bit more effective. If I was going for the MMO hustler crowd, I would go for a younger, more traditional beauty type of feel, because those are younger people, younger men who are trying to learn that stuff and figure it out. So that connects with them a little bit more. We're talking to the 60-year-old here decision maker to buy one of our $10,000 installs, then just that little type of bit. And it doesn't even really matter that much, but just this is what my criteria are going through. Now, once you have that face chosen, you can see the one I've landed on here. This is looks like a perfect start for us. Again, we're not adding any of the major details right now. If you add details, like if I wanted her eyes to be blue, that is going to be something that the AI is going to have to consider in every output it does. So it's going to kind of take weight off of other things that I think are important to get our base structure. Now, from this base frontal face, we want to create a reference sheet. So we're going to create multiple angles of our character. And we're going to do this so that we can use that as a knowledge base for all of our future generations. So the more shots, the more angles, the more that you show the AI, the more data you provide the AI that is what it's looking for, the better the output will be. And if you do that, that means you're going to spend less on creating these generations. You're going to get the output that you want sooner, and it'll kind of cut down your time and your costs when it comes to generating this. So we're going for a frontal face, a right side, a left side, maybe looking up and looking down. That will kind of get all the facial features. And once we get that, we're going to then do full bodies. We're going to get a frontal shot, a side view, a behind view, and a seated view. Those are really good for the video generations because you're going to have movement. A lot of time in video, camera is coming in and out. You got full body, you're up close, you're turning around the character. So all those things are very important for getting the best generations that you want. So here on Midjourney, now you don't have to use Midjourney. Nano Banana is extremely good at getting features accurate. So Nano Banana would probably even be better for this. I just love Midjourney because it gives me the 4 outputs and I can kind of choose from it. But I get a more accurate output when I'm using Nano Banana. But we use that later on. Right now I just like Midjourney because of how quickly we can pump these out and look at all the different options that we have. Now we're doing something very simple here in Midjourney. We're using that initial front-facing shot as our Omni reference, so it's referencing that photo. Now on Midjourney, they have different options here where you can set the scale from 0 to 1000 as far as how accurate to the face you want to be. The sweet spot right now is a good 60 to 70. You can maybe go like 100 to 130. If you start going too high though, it becomes a little too rigid. And we want to try and really preserve the features that we've got going. Now, also, we're not too worried about the quality right now. That first shot, that frontal shot, is a very high quality, lifelike looking photo. So that's solid. That's what we want on our front facing, because that's going to be the image that we use most of the time as a reference. But for the side views and things like that, we don't have to worry too much about going super high quality. Again, if you add, the more variables you add asking AI to do in one prompt, the less likely it's going to get all of them 100% accurate. So if you have 10 different variables you're giving the AI when you're creating your generation, it's going to maybe only get 8 of them, and then it'll be random which 2 it misses each time, right? And you can see that with me saying different facial poses here, like left face, right face, and Midjourney doesn't get it correct every time. Sometimes it doesn't get correct most of the time with those. So it just depends on the tool you're using as far as how accurate you can get those outputs. Like I said, Nano Banana Pro would be more accurate in its generation as far as positioning, posing, the way you want it faced. On Midjourney, you can have some difficulty getting certain things different from your reference photo. It likes to really stick to that reference photo. So even though you are asking it to have the character look downward, if that reference photo is looking straight ahead, then it can be very difficult to get Midjourney to tilt that head and things like that. That's where we use other tools. But right now we're just getting our 5 shots to give us our character reference, and then we can start to work on the body poses and such. So as I'm going through, I'm just using our base character here and kind of comparing exactly what we are creating, what we're going to be doing here. And overall, it didn't take too long, maybe about 30 minutes to an hour of generating these before I got my 5 that I really liked. And then once you have your 5 images that you're going to go with, then we're going to go ahead and head on over into Nano Banana. And this is where we're going to get those full body shots. All right, we're going to get the standing view, we're going to get the side profile, maybe a 45-degree turn, as well as the behind shot, and again, the seated. That right there will give you a solid level of different angles, enough data where the AI from here on out is going to be able to create exactly what you want. You can see our full body here turned out pretty well. Now, clothing and things like that aren't that important for this. We're mostly just getting body composition and the facial features. That's the base area here. Now, once we have all these shots and once we're doing our generations, that's where we're going to add those different unique little pieces, attributes to the character, to the face. So we're going to be creating the blue eyes that are shining. We got to figure out her voice. We're going to craft a little bit of a personality so that we know when we're scripting things, is this girl witty? Is she just straight intelligence? Is she dry humor? You know, those type of little things you're wanting in there. And that consistency of what you deliver with the character is going to be very important because people connect with a character that they see over and over and over again. If you're creating 100 different AI influencers and you're just posting one video of them each on your account, then there's no consistency that people will connect with. Even though it's AI, if they see your AI ambassador 10 times in a row talking about whatever your brand is, when they see it on the 11th time, they don't even need to hear the video or the message to know who that girl is representing, right? So that's why it's important to have a consistent character that you can use over and over again. It's not just about creating like cool videos and a movie or something like that where you want that character the same. It's about delivering that recognized face that your audience is going to react to, right? So if the content is good, they don't really care what's delivering it, especially if the way you've done it is of high quality. And what we're doing here by creating this initial reference sheet and this setup is a very high quality way of creating your characters. So as you can see, we have all our shots now in our Aura reference set, and we have the start of our AI character. Now this is what we can use as we do all of our outputs from here, and we're going to take this character and not only use it in our Midas report videos, but also our sales pages, our regular delivery. We're going to have a lot of different things. We'll create some fun little promotion videos, some creative stuff using this character, making it a kind of a representative that you're going to see often from here. Even taking this character and be able to do UGC videos, product placement. We can change the outfit, the scene. Everything can be created from here with this base character setup. So guys, that is how you can get started, get your own AI character, your own AI ambassador. These AI influencers and avatars are going to be a gigantic part of 2026 moving forward. Everyone is going to have, if it's not an AI character that doesn't exist, then you can do the same by cloning yourself. So if I took those same shots of my face and body, then I could clone myself for any videos that we've got going here. So we could have it to where instead of me sitting here in front of the camera talking to you for 20 minutes or whatnot, then I could just have my script, use the clone I crafted, and that 20-minute video would be done and ready to go. This is how businesses and content creators are going to scale their message. They're going to get more creative. The quality is going to be there. It's going to be an essential part of business moving forward with these AI influencers. We're already seeing AI influencers blow up on Instagram and these membership sites and just, generating hundreds of thousands of followers, brand deals, and even movie contracts in Hollywood. So guys, thank you for joining me. If you have any questions, go ahead and comment below. I'll see you in the next one.